Savannah is a harsh and unforgiving place to raise the next generation. Here, every day brings new challenges, and danger can be lurking just beyond the horizon. Yet life must endure. To keep the cycle of survival alive, new generations must be born. But in a world where predators are never far away, how do mothers protect their young from the dangers that surround them? Welcome to Born to Survive, Mother Instinct versus the Savannah Lion. A story of instinct, courage, and the relentless struggle to protect new life. The Serengeti, a place where fairness is often in short supply. Each year, its most spectacular event unfolds, the Great Migration. More than 1.5 million wildebeest, along with hundreds of thousands of plain zebras, embark on a perilous journey spanning hundreds of kilometers. But look closely at those rising clouds of dust. What do you see? It isn't only the powerful adults making the journey. For the predators of the Serengeti, this is a season of plenty. A young calf is more than just a target. It is an easy meal for anything armed with teeth and claws. The number that failed to survive the migration season is staggering. Nearly half may never live to see the following rainy season. Why? Because instinct is an unforgiving teacher, and the very first lesson is always the same. Survive. A new life enters the world wet, unsteady, and barely able to coordinate its four long, slender legs. But there is no time to waste. The herd is preparing to move, and this temporary resting ground is already being left behind. Sadly, one wildebeest calf has lost track of its mother. Confused and disoriented, it searches desperately through a sea of moving bodies. For a young wildebeest, separation from its mother means facing the ultimate danger, being completely alone in the middle of millions of its own kind. Then, three queens of the Serengeti appear. Finding a vulnerable youngster in the chaos of the herd is simple biological logic. A calf weighing around 20 kilograms offers a concentrated source of protein without requiring the energy and risk of pursuing a full-grown adult. The lionesses take their time, watching and waiting. The little calf has no idea what is unfolding around it. There is no dramatic struggle, only the brutal efficiency of nature. Those trailing behind instinctively quicken their pace. None of them wants to be left behind. They must keep moving toward fresh grass, cool water, and the next stage of their endless journey. But out on the open plains, the predators themselves are not immune to danger. Cheetahs are the master sprinters of the savannah, built for explosive speed and precision. Yet even the fastest hunters have a vulnerable side. After a brief hunt, a cheetah mother rests with her cubs, recovering from the intense bursts of speed that push her body to its limits. But she cannot afford to relax for long. Her cubs must remain close, because in this vast and exposed landscape, danger can be watching from almost anywhere. A cheetah weighs only around a third as much as a lion, with a lightweight frame and slender bones evolved for speed rather than strength. The queen of the savannah has noticed them. She isn't looking for company. For a lioness, eliminating a potential rival can be just as valuable as securing a meal. Yet having one fewer predator nearby does little to reassure the cheetah family. In the Serengeti, danger does not disappear when one threat is gone. Sometimes it has simply moved closer. The cheetah knows exactly what to do. She uses her most effective weapon, diversion. By drawing the danger away from her cubs, she puts herself directly in harm's way. This is a powerful example of the reproductive cost of parenthood, where a mother is willing to risk everything to protect the next generation and ensure her legacy survives. Once the tension finally subsides, the lessons of survival begin again. The family moves on, keeping their distance from the lioness while gradually catching up with the herds of antelope. For the young cubs, this is still the beginning of their education. They are not hunting yet, but they are learning the world around them and slowly discovering what it means to become a predator. Their mother, however, has a different lesson in mind. A young gazelle is brought within their reach, providing the cubs with their first real opportunity to learn the skills they will one day need to survive. These young cheetahs must master the basics before they eventually leave their mother and face the savannah on their own, usually at around 18 months of age. Meanwhile, the Great Migration continues. Zebras play a vital role in this enormous annual journey, feeding first on the tougher, older grasses and clearing the way for wildebeest to reach the tender new growth beneath. Their young are born weeks before the most demanding stages of the migration, giving them valuable time to find their footing before the long journey begins. But wherever new life appears, predators are never far away. Vultures and African wild dogs are not there to challenge the zebras themselves. They are waiting for the inevitable opportunities created by the birthing season, ready to take advantage of the young, weak, or injured. Then comes one of the greatest challenges of the entire migration, the Mara River. Millions of animals reach its banks and face an impossible choice. Stay behind and risk running out of food, or enter the water and face the deadly Nile crocodiles waiting below. For the youngest zebras, the herd offers the only real protection. They are kept toward the center of the group, surrounded by stronger adults. Even so, not every youngster makes it across. Some are overwhelmed by the powerful current and swept downstream before they can reach safety. But in the shallower sections of the river, there is another danger. Fewer crocodiles may be hiding here, but the crossing is far from safe. The zebra herd encounters hippos, enormous animals that can be highly territorial and surprisingly powerful. A young zebra stands barely a meter tall, and against the force of the rushing water, it is struggling to keep its footing. A single rock becomes its last anchor, preventing the current from carrying it away. Its mother has already reached the opposite bank, but she refuses to leave, watching anxiously for her youngster to make the final push to safety. Then, a sudden encounter with one of the river giants produces an unexpected outcome. The young zebra gets a lucky break. Rather than attacking, the hippo simply nudges the youngster forward, helping to move it along without causing harm. At last, mother and youngster are reunited on the far bank. Beyond the river lies fresh grass brought to life by the rains, a reward for surviving one of the migration's most dangerous obstacles. But even here, the young zebra cannot afford to relax. The journey continues, and across the open plains, even more hunters are waiting. Far from the chaos unfolding on the ground, look upward. High above the Serengeti, another kind of specialist rules the skies. One that needs neither strength in numbers nor brute force. Its weapons are physics, gravity, and extraordinary precision. Meet the peregrine falcon. If the Serengeti is a battlefield, this is a feathered missile, built for speed and accuracy. Far below, the target comes into view. A great blue heron. Large and heavy, with an impressive wingspan, the heron appears almost impossible to overpower. But to the peregrine falcon, it is simply another moving target. The falcon begins its breathtaking high-speed dive, known as a stoop. Its wings fold tightly against its body, transforming it into an aerodynamic teardrop designed to reduce air resistance. In this extraordinary descent, a peregrine can reach speeds of more than 320 kilometers per hour, faster than many racing cars at full speed. At such velocity, its powerful talons can deliver a devastating impact. There is no prolonged struggle, no drawn-out chase. The falcon simply needs one precise strike. In the world of the peregrine, efficiency is everything. Yet behind these spectacular aerial attacks lies a remarkably disciplined family life. Inside the nest, or eyrie, the next generation is already being prepared for the challenges ahead. Raising a young predator is no easy task. The mother must provide a constant supply of protein to support the rapid development of her chicks' brains, muscles, and nervous systems. Even the falcon's remarkable ability to breathe during high-speed flight is the result of specialized anatomy, including structures within the nostrils that help regulate airflow as the bird dives through the air at tremendous speeds. But natural talent alone is not enough. These young falcons must learn to exploit every advantage inherited from their parents. As they grow stronger and approach adult size, their lessons become increasingly demanding. Larger prey requires greater precision, and the peregrine has an ingenious way of teaching its young without wasting precious energy. Instead of carrying heavy prey through the air, the mother releases it from a height and dives after it, forcing her young to calculate the falling trajectory and intercept it at speed. The mother leads by example. Whether the target is a pigeon, a squirrel, or another agile prey animal, the young falcons must master the technique before they can survive on their own. They must learn to read the wind, judge distance, calculate the prey's trajectory, and strike at exactly the right moment. A mistake can mean going hungry. In the world of the peregrine falcon, there are no prizes for second place. Either a young bird becomes a master of speed, timing, and applied physics, or survival on these unforgiving cliffs becomes far more difficult. For these aerial hunters, only the most capable will earn the chance to see another sunrise over the Serengeti. We have now witnessed some of the most intense moments of the Great Migration, from the uncertain first steps of a newborn zebra to the breathtaking dive of a peregrine falcon. Across land and sky, every living creature is fighting for one thing: the chance to survive and pass life on to the next generation. But remember, this is only the beginning. As the rains move, the herds follow. But when the sun returns, it quickly burns away the last traces of moisture from the grasslands, making the rules of survival even more demanding. When thirst becomes more urgent than fear, what will an animal do to survive, even when the threat comes from its own kind? The dry season in the savannah is about far more than the absence of rain. It is a time of profound ecological change. When ground temperatures climb toward 50 degrees Celsius, life is no longer simply a gift. Every drop of water, every mouthful of food, and every step becomes part of a relentless negotiation with the environment. Yet even in this harshness, there is order. Among the African bush elephants, survival depends on one of the most sophisticated social structures in the natural world. At the heart of the herd stands the matriarch, an experienced female whose knowledge can mean the difference between life and death. This is a true matriarchal society, where generations of females travel together and share responsibility for raising the young. The herd is more than a family. It is a living library. The matriarch carries decades of accumulated knowledge, remembering the locations of hidden water sources, seasonal feeding grounds, and ancient migration routes that may not be obvious to younger elephants. Around her is a network of cooperative care, with females working together to protect and guide the calves. Every adult has a role to play in keeping the youngsters safe and teaching them how to navigate the dangers of their world. But even this powerful protection has its limits. As young males approach adolescence, typically between 12 and 15 years of age, they begin the difficult transition away from the family herd. It is a necessary part of elephant society, helping prevent inbreeding and promote genetic diversity. These young males become wandering bachelors, learning to live independently, or forming loose associations with other males. They may spend much of their time alone, returning to female herds only when the pull of reproduction becomes impossible to ignore. Independence is the last thing on anyone's mind. The entire herd gathers around the mother, creating a wall of protection and reassurance. Every elephant, young and old, seems to recognize the importance of a new arrival. For the newborn, the world is overwhelming, and even the simplest tasks require months of practice. The trunk, one of nature's most remarkable anatomical innovations, contains tens of thousands of muscle units and provides extraordinary strength, sensitivity, and precision. Yet for a young elephant, this incredible tool does not come with an instruction manual. It can take many months before a calf begins to properly coordinate even the simplest movements. During this early stage, elephant calves are essentially toddlers with enormous, highly sensitive hands attached to their faces. They are curious, energetic, and endlessly playful, and sometimes that innocent curiosity can lead to trouble. Consider one such moment through the lens of animal behavior. After experiencing a sudden and unpleasant shock, the young elephant is left frightened and confused by a stimulus it cannot understand. Under acute stress, its frustration needs somewhere to go. Instead of responding to the original source of discomfort, the youngster redirects that emotion toward the nearest available target, even pushing over a younger sibling. This is a classic example of redirected frustration, an instinctive response in which the animal reacts to something that was never actually responsible for the threat. Fortunately, the herd provides the perfect antidote. A reassuring touch from another elephant's trunk, combined with those deep, gentle rumbles, can calm a distressed youngster and restore a sense of security. In the unforgiving world of the savannah, survival is not always about strength. Sometimes it is the knowledge, cooperation, and emotional bonds within a family that make all the difference. In the dry season, compassion can give way to the strict social hierarchy of the watering hole. Black rhinos are solitary, powerful, and famously unwilling to back down. Elephants, however, are masters of coordinated strategy. When African bush elephants and black rhinos meet at a shrinking water source, the encounter becomes a subtle contest of strength, confidence, and social order. Among these giants, there appears to be an unspoken understanding about respecting the young, but that does not mean every animal receives equal access to the water. Under pressure from the larger elephant herd, a mother rhino may be forced to retreat, surrendering the watering hole to the dominant group. It is not necessarily about cruelty. In an ecosystem stretched to its limits, access to water is governed by priority, strength, and social rank. If the elephant's world is built on cooperation, the rhinoceros follows a very different path. This is a world of solitary figures, living fortresses wrapped in thick skin, where compromise is rarely part of the equation. Once the elephants move on, a rhino can step forward with the confidence of a gladiator, an animal whose ancient lineage stretches back millions of years. Yet beneath that formidable exterior lies a demanding journey of survival that begins from the very first moments of life. In the world of the rhino, the word tiny is relative. Fresh from the womb, a newborn calf is already a heavyweight, weighing roughly 40 to 65 kilograms. But size alone offers no guarantee of survival. In the unforgiving savannah, every second counts. Within less than half an hour, the youngster must find its footing and stand on its own legs, ready to follow its mother. There is also a remarkable difference in the way Africa's two rhino species protect their young. A white rhino calf typically runs in front of its mother, an adaptation suited to the wide, open plains where visibility is crucial. The mother keeps her youngster within sight at all times, acting like a dedicated bodyguard and watching for threats from every direction. Black rhinos follow a different strategy. Living among dense scrub and thick vegetation, the calf stays close behind its mother. She becomes a living bulldozer, forcing her way through the undergrowth and confronting anything that might be hiding ahead. The youngster simply follows in her tracks, placing complete trust in the powerful shield leading the way. But even these formidable animals have a significant weakness: their eyesight. Rhinos have relatively poor visual acuity, and beyond a certain distance, their world becomes little more than a blur. Rather than relying on sight to avoid danger, they compensate with an aggressive defensive strategy. This is especially true of the black rhino, whose life among dense thickets means potential threats can appear without warning. Compared with the generally more even-tempered white rhino, black rhinos are often more reactive and quick to charge when they feel threatened. In the savannah, attitude can sometimes be a more effective form of protection than even the thickest skin. These lessons of survival are learned early and repeated throughout life, but no advantage lasts forever. As the dry season tightens its grip and resources become scarcer, even those that walk alone face new dangers. And somewhere in the darkness, there are specialists even more patient than a lion. As daylight fades, the savannah sheds its slow, sun-baked appearance and takes on a cloak of stealth. Temperatures fall, shadows lengthen, and the rules of survival begin to change. This is the hour when the boundary between hunter and hunted becomes dangerously blurred. Hidden among the shadows, deep within the foliage of a marula tree, a small phantom waits. A young leopard is almost impossible to see. Its intricate rosette pattern breaks up the shape of its body, allowing it to disappear into the branches. But camouflage is only useful if it remains undetected. Below, a spotted hyena catches an unfamiliar scent and senses that something is out of place. The young leopard remains perfectly still on a low branch, its eyes locked on the hyena below, relying on silence rather than strength. Eventually, the hyena moves on, and the night falls quiet once again. With dawn comes a new day, and for the leopard cubs, another opportunity to play and learn beside their mother. Yet most of the time, very young cubs remain carefully hidden, with their mother watching over them from nearby. But scent travels easily on the wind, and the unmistakable smell of young cubs can attract curious predators. When the hyenas return to investigate, this time the mother is ready to defend her offspring. As the months pass, the cubs gradually begin to resemble their mother, learning the skills they will need for an independent life. Leopards typically remain with their mother for up to 2 years, and by around 18 months, they may already have reached most of their adult size. For young males, however, the road ahead is even more demanding. This growing male is already beginning to outweigh his mother, developing the powerful build he will eventually need as an adult. Maintaining that muscle requires a constant supply of calories, much of which still comes from his mother's hunting success. But food is not the only reason to stay. Territory matters just as much. Female leopards may establish territories overlapping or close to their mother's range, but young males eventually face a different destiny. They must disperse, traveling far from their birthplace to avoid competition with the dominant male, who may even be their own father. Leaving too early, before their strength, hunting skills, and physical development have fully matured, can be a dangerous gamble. Remaining with their mother for another year can provide valuable time to build the skills and strength they will need to survive alone. Of course, living with a growing young male is not always peaceful. High in the trees, even a small mistake can have consequences. An accidental slip from a branch triggers an immediate protective response from his mother, a sharp reminder that strength must be accompanied by control. These lessons in balance, caution, and boundaries are all part of his preparation for the solitary life that awaits a mature male leopard. Across the savannah, survival is ultimately governed by one fundamental currency: calories. Every predator must constantly balance the energy it spends against the energy it gains. And when a hunter appears, the only way to stay alive is often simple: run. For a young lioness still learning the art of hunting, every encounter is an opportunity to practice. Young lions require countless attempts to perfect the techniques needed to bring down prey, learning how to apply pressure effectively while avoiding injury to themselves. A young warthog can provide a challenging training partner, fast enough to test the lioness's skills, yet small enough that its sharp tusks pose less risk than those of a fully grown adult. The encounter is over in a heartbeat. One life is lost, while another gains the experience needed to survive. For this young lioness, the successful hunt is another step toward becoming a valuable and capable member of her pride. In the Serengeti, death is rarely the end of the story. One life becomes energy for another, feeding the growth and survival of the ecosystem. It is a lesson written into the dry earth itself. We often look at a lion pride and see an almost unshakable fortress, the rulers of the savannah, and a constant threat to every vulnerable animal raising young. But for a lion cub, the pride is far from a peaceful nursery. It is a demanding arena where some of the most formidable rivals may share the same blood. This is the hidden reality behind a royal mane. A wise lioness does not immediately bring her newborn cubs into the pride. During their first vulnerable weeks, she becomes almost a phantom, constantly moving her den and changing the location of her hidden sanctuary. Why? Because scent can be an invitation to unwanted visitors. Waste, milk, and the unmistakable scent of newborn cubs can attract spotted hyenas, leopards, and other predators. But there is another reason for keeping her distance. She is also protecting her cubs from members of her own pride. Within a lion pride, communal nursing can be a powerful advantage. When food is plentiful, several females may nurse one another's cubs, increasing the chances that young lions receive enough nourishment to survive. But this system also creates intense competition. Cubs of different ages may grow up together, and the difference in size and strength between them can be enormous. Surviving inside the pride can be just as challenging as surviving outside it. This little one is only just learning to crawl, while its cousin is already a 30-kilogram adolescent, armed with teeth that are beginning to become formidable weapons. Surprisingly, the greatest threat is not always the adult male lions. Often, it is the subadults, youngsters with the physical power of capable hunters, but still possessing the restless, impulsive mindset of juveniles. They are not yet ready to leave the pride and establish lives of their own. So much of their excess energy is released through rough and tumble play. To a juvenile lion, tossing a smaller sibling around may be nothing more than a game. But unlike an experienced mother, who instinctively knows when to hold back, these young lions have yet to understand their own strength. A single playful swipe from a heavy paw can turn harmless entertainment into a life-threatening injury. With lion cub mortality particularly high during the first year, every decision a mother makes can become a gamble with destiny. Each time she moves her den, she is not only protecting her cubs from predators outside the pride, but also shielding them from the accidental dangers within it. The pride provides the collective strength needed to hunt and defend territory, but it is often the mother's quiet isolation that gives her cubs the best chance of reaching maturity. When the water disappears, the Nile crocodile does not migrate. It waits. As the remaining pools shrink beneath the relentless heat, its heart rate and metabolism slow dramatically, allowing it to survive for months with little or no food. Buried beneath scorching mud, this ancient survivor enters a state of extraordinary endurance, waiting patiently for the first rains to return and restore its watery kingdom. For nearly 3 months, mother crocodile remains close to her nest, guarding her eggs with remarkable dedication. At this stage, the greatest threat may not be a lion, but specialized nest raiders, such as the Nile monitor. One moment of distraction can put an entire generation at risk, turning months of protection into an easy meal for a hungry predator. But then, something extraordinary happens. From deep beneath the earth, the eggs begin to vocalize. The mother can hear the faint calls of her unborn young, and the massive reptile that is normally prepared to confront almost anything suddenly becomes remarkably gentle. This is one of nature's most extraordinary transformations. Jaws powerful enough to crush the bones of large prey become a delicate cradle, equipped with thousands of sensory receptors across her skin, The mother can detect subtle vibrations from the hatchlings beneath the ground. When they emerge, she carefully gathers the tiny crocodiles into her mouth, transforming what could be a dangerous journey into one of the safest forms of transport in the marsh. She carries them to the water with astonishing care, a beautiful paradox of power and tenderness. But leaving the protection of their mother's jaws is only the beginning. Beneath the surface, life for a young crocodile is a relentless battle against the odds. Hatchlings face threats from herons, large fish, other predators, and even adult male crocodiles. Their mother may be a formidable guardian, but she cannot protect them every second. In this dangerous nursery, the youngsters must first learn how to remain hidden and avoid becoming prey before they can even begin learning how to hunt for themselves. In the wild, true strength is not measured by the ability to inflict harm, but by the ability to protect what is most vulnerable. The savannah may offer little sympathy, but across species, the devotion of parents, whether lionesses guarding fragile cubs or crocodiles protecting their hatchlings, remains one of nature's most powerful forces. It is this instinct to protect the next generation that allows the cycle of life to continue. And now another grand shift is approaching. Clouds carrying the promise of renewal are beginning to blanket the sky. A fresh chapter is about to unfold, where the energy of life rises more vibrantly than ever before. The rainy season on the savannah is more than just a vibrant rebirth of the flora. It is a breath of fresh air that carries a hint of sweet deception. As the water fills the lowlands to create lush emerald mazes, we are introduced to one of the most unique residents, a bird that truly marches to the beat of its own drum. The African jacana. In many parts of Africa, this bird has earned a special reputation for its remarkable abilities. Observers often call it the Jesus bird because of its extraordinary ability to walk across floating vegetation. But let me give it to you straight. Its life is nothing like a fairy tale or a miracle. It is more like an epic of endurance, a family drama cast into the middle of an intense survival game, where the stakes are the survival of an entire lineage. Take a look at those feet. If you have ever complained about your running shoes, then consider the toes of the African jacana. These toes can stretch out to more than 10 centimeters, helping to distribute its body weight across fragile lily pads. In the world of physics, this is a remarkable example of weight distribution. But why did nature grant them this superpower? Because right beneath those lily pads, in the murky waters of the rainy season, danger is never far away. A patient Nile crocodile or a massive catfish can snatch a young bird in a single swift motion. Here, walking across floating vegetation is not just for show. It can mean the difference between survival and becoming part of the food chain. Every gender rule you ever learned in a textbook is thrown out the window. Welcome to an unusual matriarchal society. The females are larger and more assertive, and they may mate with several males at once. This is a classic case of polyandry in the bird world. While the female patrols her territory or courts new partners to expand her breeding opportunities, the entire responsibility of raising the family falls on the male. Gentlemen, meet the Savannah's all-star dad. He must handle everything, from incubating the eggs until the little ones are ready to spread their wings. There is no assistance, no shared duty, only responsibility and solitude. The latest statistics from early 2025 from conservationists in Botswana reveal a sobering reality. The rate of nest loss for this species is over 80%. Why is it so high? Because their eggs and chicks are easy meals for almost every predator in the marsh, from the clever Nile monitor to birds of prey watching from above. Everyone sees this as an open buffet. Only a few days old, look like little walking beams on oversized legs. They are very easy targets. As soon as he senses an ominous presence, the male sends out an alarm signal. This is when one of the most extraordinary instinctive behaviors in nature takes place. The male lowers his body, spreads his strong wings, and ushers the young ones beneath them. He holds them tight, sometimes carrying them beneath his wings. From a distance, this sight looks quite funny. A mature bird with 8 or 10 tiny legs poking out from his sides, like some kind of strange creature. The father's greatest tools are his vigilance, his ability to keep a cool head, and his agility on a surface where any opponent would surely get bogged down. With its pure white feathers on its head and chest, contrasting sharply with its dark brown wings, the African fish eagle looks like a seasoned politician at a podium, preparing to deliver a major address. And its call is the national anthem of the African wilderness. But if you are a young African jacana or a newly hatched wild duckling, that sound is nothing short of an air raid siren, signaling a sudden arrival right over your head. In terms of behavioral psychology, the African fish eagle is the embodiment of absolute confidence. It possesses eyesight that is 4 times sharper than a human's. From hundreds of meters up in the sky, it can spot the tiniest ripple on the water's surface. Even though its name is fish eagle, its menu is much more flexible than the name implies. During the rainy season, when water birds are busy raising their families, this fellow shifts from being a fisherman to a professional at spiriting away little ones. Science refers to this behavior as opportunistic predation. For the eagle, compassion is a concept that simply does not appear on its balance sheet. Take a look at those feet. They are leather-wrapped hydraulic pincers. The African fish eagle's talons are specially designed with small spikes called spicules that help it keep a firm grip on slippery prizes. When it descends, the force of the encounter can instantly conclude the journey of a small bird. And here is an interesting bit. The African fish eagle is also a genuine bully. They frequently practice kleptoparasitism, boldly claiming the results of someone else's hard work. If it sees another bird of prey that has just worked hard to secure a tasty snack, the eagle will not hesitate to swoop in and call the shots to take it over. It is well aware of its strength and dominant position, and it isn't shy about using intimidation to collect a fee from the smaller residents of this marshland. behavior of this eagle reflects a master-level survival tactic, controlling the airspace and imposing a sense of gravity. Its presence creates what experts call a landscape of fear. It forces other birds to completely change the way they look after their youngsters. You will see mothers constantly looking toward the sky with deep concern, a state of ongoing nervous tension. Just one moment of being off their guard, a single second of distraction while searching for seeds, and a shadow from above will descend, bringing a close to all the hopes of a small family. The more we see its final chapters appearing in different ways, it stands there on the highest branch, watching everything with a discerning eye, a symbol of authority, a specialist who works without gloves, and a recurring worry for the children of the wetlands. If the air raid siren of the African fish eagle doesn't leave you feeling a bit shaky, then get ready for a presence that stands as still as a phantom in the marsh. If you think birds are just those charming creatures chirping outside your window on a typical Sunday morning in the suburbs, then let me introduce you to quite a striking figure: the shoebill stork. It looks more like a misstep from a dinosaur cloning lab in Jurassic Park than a modern bird. With a height reaching up to 1.5 meters and a gaze that seems to look right through all your psychological defenses, it remains perfectly still for hours, like a statue carved from gray stone. Scientists refer to this as a statue-like strategy. It doesn't pursue its target. It simply bides its time until a meal presents itself within its reach. In the world of the shoebill, sibling affection is a luxury that is few and far between. The mother bird usually lays 2 eggs as a sort of insurance policy. If the first youngster is thriving, the second one is simply extra. Recent behavioral studies confirm that the mother bird will stand by as the older chick asserts its dominance, nudging and pushing the smaller sibling out of the nest. Why doesn't the mother step in? Even though food in the marsh during the rainy season is plentiful, raising a massive eating machine like a shoebill takes an enormous amount of energy. The mother bird only invests in the one who is head and shoulders above the rest. The smaller youngster, lacking nourishment and feeling the strain, often reaches the end of its journey or provides sustenance for other residents of the marsh. A profound psychological lesson right from the start. If the shoebill is a bit of a brooding introvert, then lesser flamingos are the ultimate social butterflies. We've just witnessed the stirring trials of feathers and sharp beaks, where life's heavy lessons are learned right at home. But don't rest on your laurels just yet. Let's leave the quiet wetlands. Across the vast emerald plains of Africa, the story of hunter versus calf turns a page. Faster, more intense, and far more demanding. Their only shields are their speed and the fierce, boundless love of their mothers. Welcome to the world of the antelope. Meet Africa's most professional security detail, the topi. If you spot one standing perfectly still atop a termite mound, with the stern expression of a Marine officer, that is certainly one of them. We pay security personnel to watch over buildings, but out here, The Topi performs this duty entirely for free, around the clock, with the only compensation being the safety of the entire herd. This natural watchtower grants them a 360-degree view, acting like a biological radar to scan for any sign of unwelcome visitors from several kilometers away. The one standing on the highest ground is the one who sees who might be next to reach the end of their journey. The arrival of the rainy season brings new life, and it is also the time for a classic tactical maneuver, synchronized birthing. Much like wildebeest during the Great Migration, Topi give birth within a remarkably narrow window of time, creating what ecologists call a predator satiation effect. When thousands of calves are brought into the world within days of one another, pursuers like lions and hyenas simply cannot take every meal. While the Karens wear dark brown coats to blend into the scenery, young Topi possess bright, vibrant golden fur. In the middle of the lush green plains, they look for all the world like neon billboards, signaling to any hungry cheetah in the area. The Topi is one of the fastest antelopes in Africa, reaching speeds of around 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. But here is the truly incredible part. The little ones take only about 30 minutes after birth to find their footing, and within just a few hours they can move at remarkable speeds. They don't have the luxury of a long childhood like humans do. In this environment, staying still is like skating on thin ice. Every stride that little calf takes is a triumph over gravity, and over the shadow following close at its heels. You have to be faster than the hunter, or at the very least, faster than the friend standing right next to you. As the sun begins to set, our sentinels remain at their posts. Each day that passes with the herd intact is a glorious victory over the relentless challenges of nature. Have you ever wondered whether the quiet dedication of those males on the mounds is actually noticed by the females? Or whether it is simply a biological duty they cannot refuse? If it were up to you, would you choose the safety and numbers strategy, or would you rather be the one on high ground, calling the shots? If the Topi's game plan is to stand on termite mounds to gain a little extra height over their neighbors, then our next animal doesn't need any boost at all to oversee the entire savannah. Go ahead and cast your eyes upward. We are talking about a creature that possesses the vantage point of a rescue helicopter while carrying the sensitive heart of a gentle giant, the giraffe. Imagine the very first day you arrive in this world, and you are dropped straight from the second floor of a building onto the hard ground below. That is exactly how a giraffe kicks off the first chapter of its life. It might sound like a rough welcome, but in reality, this sudden fall is a remarkable feature of biological design. It provides a physical jolt that helps stimulate the newborn's breathing, while also helping separate the umbilical cord. This initial jolt is the very first welcome gift that nature offers to those destined to stand head and shoulders above the rest. We often refer to them as the silent giants, but the truth is, they aren't quiet at all. Acoustic studies have shown that giraffes can produce very low-frequency sounds, including infrasound, below the range of human hearing. These deep sound waves can travel through the darkness of night and thick brush, helping them communicate over distance and alert one another to potential threats. It is almost like a private communication network, hidden from the ears of many predators. The giraffe serves as a watchtower to help us spot every movement from a distance. Then our next neighbor is a testament to pure physical strength. If the savannah were a massive parking lot, the eland would be the armored luxury SUVs. The eland is the largest antelope on the planet, and an adult male can weigh as much as a high-end SUV. Roughly 900 kilograms to 1 ton of solid muscle. They wander leisurely like the nomads of the savannah, but don't judge a book by its cover. The eland is among the most skilled high jumpers in the animal kingdom. Imagine a being weighing nearly 1 ton, leaping over your head as gracefully as a ballet dancer. That is the definition of their explosive power. They don't just outrun those who follow them, they soar over obstacles with flying colors. During the rainy season, when the greenery is lush, elands gather into massive herds, sometimes numbering in the hundreds. This is when the nursery herd strategy takes center stage. Rather than wandering off and becoming an easy catch for lions, the young ones are gathered together in the heart of the herd, shielded by a circle of strength and horns. This school helps the little ones pick up social skills more quickly, as they establish a hierarchy and learn to communicate from a very young age. The success rate for young elands in these large childcare centers is 30% higher than in smaller, isolated groups. The eland's strength lies in its discipline. When facing a seeker, instead of scattering in a panic, they often stand close together to form a solid, unbreakable block. For a lion attempting to rush into a wall of protection weighing dozens of tons with hundreds of sharp horns, it is simply not the way to go for dinner. It is much like trying to challenge a tank with nothing but a small pocket knife. And listen closely to this sound, the distinctive clicking coming from their leg joints. Science has solved this mystery. It is the sound of tendons rubbing across the bones in their front legs. The louder this sound, the more massive and powerful the male is. To our ears, it might be a strange noise, but for a young eland lost in the dark of night, it is the heartbeat of safety, an acoustic compass guiding it back to the protective wall of its parents. In a world full of seekers, the eland has chosen to become a mobile fortress. Size is certainly a benefit, but unity is what truly brings home the bacon when it comes to absolute power. In the world of plant eaters, some species choose to flee, while others choose to stand their ground. The sable antelope belongs firmly to that second group. If the African wilderness were a high-octane Hollywood action movie, the sable antelope would be the leading star, a lone warrior wielding a sleek black katana. Take a look at that midnight black coat and those sweeping curved horns. They are a formidable tool of nature, refined over millions of years for ultimate protection. These crescent-shaped horns, also known as scimitar-shaped horns, can reach lengths of over 1.5 meters. They represent an explosion of power and absolute precision. Sable antelopes are the proudest figures on the plains. They are remarkably spirited when they find themselves between a rock and a hard place. Field reports and scientific footage have often shown a single sable successfully fending off a lion or forcing a pack of hyenas to retreat using those majestic horns. Out here, those horns aren't just for shielding. They are used to settle the score and neutralize any threat. Leaving behind the obsidian blades of the sable antelope, we meet a creature that chooses not to engage in a direct physical confrontation. This individual takes a different path, a strategy I call the allure of scent. Though it is meant in the most unusual way. If you're wondering why an antelope carries a bright white circle on its rump like a bullseye, don't be too quick to think nature made a mistake. This is a perfect tracking device. This mark helps herd members stay on the same page while moving through thick brush or the deep African night. But the real secret to their survival over millions of years isn't found in their sight, but in their sense of smell. The waterbuck's body secretes a pungent oil similar to turpentine, mixed with beef fat that has seen better days. Scientists have recently analyzed this and found organic compounds like phenols and terpenes. These are more than just sweat. They are a versatile repellent. On one hand, this oil helps waterproof their coat for life in damp conditions. On the other hand, it is a strategy to ensure they stay off the menu. This scent makes their meat taste quite unpleasant to those with a sensitive nose, such as leopards or lions. During the rainy season, when the ground becomes slick and muddy, the waterbuck makes the most of its natural swimming skills. When facing persistent pursuers like wild dogs, the mother makes a high-stakes psychological gamble. She leads her little ones straight into the water. This is a choice between two very difficult outcomes. It is better to face the possibility of an encounter with a Nile crocodile under the surface than to face a certain fate on land against the sharp teeth of the wild dogs. The young waterbuck can stay still under the water for a long time, using its oily, waterproof fur to keep its body warmth from dipping. But they are in for a surprise, as the one they encounter will not be a Nile crocodile, but a hippopotamus. The long yawn of a hippo is a display of heavy hardware. Numbers don't lie. This large creature is responsible for more human losses annually in Africa than lions and leopards combined. A mother hippo is the most vivid symbol of fierce maternal love. She knows no fear. She is ready to stand her ground against anything, from a hungry pride of lions on the bank to a 5-meter-long crocodile in the water, just to protect her newly born 50-kilogram little one. Let's look at the physics for a moment. With a bite force estimated by scientists to be nearly 3 times that of a lion, those jaws function like an industrial hydraulic press. It has the power to part a metal patrol boat in two. So for this mother, an armored crocodile is nothing more than a soft plastic toy. Protection here isn't just a shield, it's the complete neutralization of a threat. There is a shadow side to their social behavior that few animated films would dare to show: the loss of offspring within the group. When the rainy season arrives, water is abundant, but the competition for leadership is always at a fever pitch. New males who take charge sometimes bring an end to the lives of their predecessors' young. This is done to clear the rival's genetic path, and more importantly, to encourage the female back into her cycle sooner to carry his own young. For a young hippo, the most intimidating challenger sometimes isn't a crocodile, but the giant stepfather himself. The hippo's power doesn't just come from muscle. It comes from absolute dominance over its territory. In their world, there is no such thing as a middle ground or diplomacy. There is only raw strength and a powerful instinct to protect their own that is off the charts. And that is simply the name of the game in the savannah. From the high nests to the deep riverbeds, the struggle between the hunter and the protector never truly reaches an end. If we only focus on the hunts, the savannah might appear to be a land of heavy hearts, but take a closer look at the bond between the hunter, the calf, and the parents. For these wild parents, shielding their young is an act of ultimate devotion. From the chemical ties of oxytocin to the survival lessons passed down through every stride, parents are handing over their most precious legacy, the wisdom to navigate the world. These little ones are far more than just vulnerable spirits. They represent the most vibrant life force on the planet. Each time a young one manages to beat the odds and stay out of harm's way, it isn't just a stroke of luck, but a triumph of millions of years of evolution. Nature employs hunters as stern sculptors to chisel away and reveal perfection. Thanks to the presence of the hunter, the future generations of plant eaters become swifter, sharper, and more resilient. This is not a tale of the final curtain, but a testament to how life always finds a way, even in the most testing environments. The savannah is not an arena filled with despair. It is a sanctuary of unyielding spirit. There, a parent's love and a youngster's will to thrive join forces to ensure that no matter how challenging the dry season becomes, the song of life continues to ring true with every new dawn. The presence of every small soul today is the most powerful affirmation that this journey is always worth the effort to go the distance. The savannah we have just been admiring is not only an evolutionary masterpiece, but it is also an environment currently finding itself up against it, due to some of the most significant human-led pressures in history. Behind the majesty of the Great Migration lies a sobering reality. We are witnessing a reduction in living space. Moving into 2025, the lion population in Africa has reached a point where fewer than 20,000 individuals remain, having declined by over 43% in just the last 2 decades. These kings are finding themselves more confined within their own territories, as the natural pathways between the Serengeti and the Masai Mara are interrupted by new structures and communities. While dedicated efforts have helped prevent them from fading away entirely, the count of about 6,000 individuals in the wild still means they are in a tight spot regarding their future. Every rhino horn still carries a value higher than gold on unauthorized markets, bringing them into the focus of international networks, that utilize highly advanced equipment. Meanwhile, the African bush elephant, the true architect of the ecosystem, is facing disruptions in its traditional ancestral ranges. Tensions between people and elephants have increased by 30% as limited water sources bring both sides into an unwanted competition for basic resources. Even the stealthy trackers, like the leopard or the team-oriented African wild dog, are not immune to these shifting tides. The breaking apart of their homes leads to what we call biological islands, where groups become separated, which can lead to less variety in their genetic heritage and a higher chance of health concerns. In areas without oversight, the likelihood of the young making it through no longer rests solely on natural instincts, but rather on whether they have enough room to navigate around human activity. The savannah is shifting in a direction that their ancient instincts are finding it hard to keep pace with. We are not just seeing a few individuals fade away. We are losing the sacred connection within one of the most complete biological systems on Earth. Facing the quiet shadows of a fading era, a fresh chapter of protection is taking shape through artificial intelligence and a deeper understanding of animal behavior. By the year 2025, the concept of a smart park is no longer just a vision, but has become the real McCoy. We are now using a network of unmanned aerial vehicles fitted with heat-sensing tools and artificial intelligence technology to watch over these protected lands 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These artificial intelligence programs can now study the low-frequency sounds of the African bush elephant to forecast their travel routes and gently prevent any unplanned encounters with local farmers before they occur. The secret to moving forward lies in bringing conservation into the digital world. By placing tiny satellite trackers on black rhinos and the leaders of lion prides, scientists can build dynamic maps of their journeys, which helps in setting up safe passages that cross national boundaries. However, technology is just a tool. The true transformation is a breath of fresh air found in community-led protection models in the areas surrounding the parks. Local families are now being rewarded for looking after the natural landscape, rather than turning it into farmland. They have become the true guardians of the wild, recognizing that a leopard roaming free offers much more long-term value through nature-based travel than any unauthorized activities could ever provide. To address our changing environment, the Great Green Wall Project and various grassland renewal efforts are working hard to restore the savannah's natural ability to gather carbon. Bringing life back to the wetlands does more than just offer a home for the Nile crocodile and visiting birds. It also builds strategic water stores for the most demanding seasons of the year. African nations are leading the pack by using carbon credits from keeping the wild in its natural state to provide the resources needed for dedicated ranger teams. The future of the savannah isn't about tucking it away in a glass display, but about making it a part of our modern world and our collective kindness. We are certainly in a race against the clock, but through the partnership of modern innovation and ancestral knowledge, the savannah still has every chance to continue its magnificent story under the golden sun. We have just journeyed together through the most raw and unfiltered chapters of the natural world. Which animal from today's journey caused you to see the wild in a new light? Please share your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to keep the ball rolling. And join me on my next expeditions. Lions are the only big cat species that live in prides. An adult male can weigh up to 550 pounds. While lionesses are often the primary hunters of the pride, a lion pride may consist of several related females, cubs, and one or more males that defend the territory. Females typically give birth to 2 to 4 cubs and work together to care for the next generation. Zebras are one of the lion's most common prey. Impala and gazelles, buffalo and young giraffes are also potential targets. Thanks to their strength, coordination, and ambush tactics, lions have become some of Africa's most formidable predators. But every hunt carries inherent risks because even a powerful kick from prey can cause serious injury. Zebras are not weak prey. They are among the most vigilant herbivores in the savannah. An adult zebra can weigh between 500 and 900 pounds. They live in large groups to increase their ability to detect danger. Each group typically consists of several females, young, and a dominant male who protects the herd. Males often compete fiercely for leadership and mating rights. Female zebras typically give birth to a single foal at a time. Shortly after birth, the young zebra is able to stand and run with the herd. The distinctive black and white stripes not only help zebras recognize members of their own species, but also make it difficult for predators to focus on a single target when the entire herd is moving together. Zebras can reach speeds of around 40 miles per hour and are famous for their extremely powerful kicks from both hind legs. Lions, cheetahs, and Nile crocodiles are among their most common enemies. To survive in the savannah, zebras must rely on the solidarity of the entire herd, their constant vigilance, and their own formidable strength. The dry season makes the savannah even harsher. The grass is turning yellow, and water resources are shrinking. All animal herds are forced to move toward areas with drinking water. For zebras, it is a dangerous journey. Because lions also know exactly where their prey will appear. They don't need to run all over the grassland to find food. They simply need to lie in wait near trails, bushes, or the edges of water sources. Life and death can be separated by only a few meters. The zebras walk slowly, their ears constantly swiveling and their eyes observing in every direction. But the tall grass almost completely concealed the lionesses. The hunt had begun before the prey even realized the danger. Suddenly, a lioness leaped out of the bushes. The herd of zebras immediately panicked. The sound of hooves echoed across the grassland, while dust swirled behind them with every step. The targeted zebra tried to charge back into the herd, but the lionesses split into several groups. A chase ensued across the savannah, and the gap between the two sides began to narrow. The lioness tried to close in from behind. Just then, the zebra suddenly lashed out violently. This is the weapon that makes many predators wary, because a single well-placed kick can completely change the course of a hunt. The chase continued across the vast grassland. One side was fighting for a meal, while the other was fighting to protect its life. On the savannah, speed, power, and numbers all have their limits. Sometimes only a single moment of success or failure is enough to decide the outcome. Watching a zebra struggle for survival, one can truly feel the harshness of nature. Even after the dusty zebra hunt, the savannah is not yet truly at peace. For lions, one meal is never enough for long. Morning arrived on the grasslands of the Masai Mara. The sunlight gradually dispelled the thin layer of mist that remained after the long night. A herd of wild buffalo was moving slowly toward the green meadow near a water source. The young animals stayed within the protective circle of the herd, while the adult males constantly watched their surroundings. Nearby, herds of zebras and wildebeest also began a new day of foraging. A few giraffes quietly nibbled on leaves from acacia trees scattered throughout the savannah. Everything seemed peaceful. But on the African savannah, peace is often nothing more than the calm before danger arrives. Amid the yellow grass in the distance, predatory eyes had begun following the herd of wild buffalo. Wild buffalo are among the most dangerous animals in the savannah. An adult male can weigh anywhere from 1,100 to more than 2,000 pounds. Their thick horns form a hard, armor-like structure across the forehead, while their massive bodies and incredible strength help them defend themselves against many predators. Although buffalo live in large herds, Females and young often move together under the protection of the adults. Each year, a mother buffalo usually gives birth to a single calf, and the entire herd helps protect the next generation from threats. When one individual is in danger, others often return to provide assistance. Lions, hyenas, and Nile crocodiles are among their most dangerous enemies. However, very few predators dare to confront a healthy herd of wild buffalo head-on. That's why even lions have to be wary of Africa's living tanks. The dry season makes the savanna harsh. The grass turns yellow, water sources dwindle, and herds of herbivores must travel farther to find food and water. For lions, this is also a challenging time for hunting. Hidden in the shade of the trees, the lionesses silently watch a herd of buffalo making its way toward a water source. The adults move along the outside of the herd, while the young remain protected in the center. To have any chance of success, the lions must find a way to break through this powerful defensive formation. Suddenly, a lioness bursts from the bushes, and the other lions immediately accelerate behind her. The buffaloes sense the danger and begin to run, their heavy hooves pounding against the earth. Dust rises across the savanna as the chase begins. The gap between predator and prey quickly narrows, and one lion attempts to approach from the side. But just as the attack seems close, the buffalo suddenly turns and launches a counterattack, pointing its massive horns directly at the approaching predator. The lioness immediately swerves away, knowing that a single well-placed strike could cause serious injury. As the hunt continues, more buffalo from the herd begin turning back toward the confrontation. Their combined strength transforms the situation, and with every pounding step, the ground seems to tremble beneath them. The lions quickly realize that the balance has shifted. On the savanna, strength does not always come from the individual. Sometimes it comes from the unity of the entire group. Even a powerful pride of lions can be forced to hesitate when confronted by a determined buffalo herd. But this time, their next opponent will be even more formidable. This is a mysterious land amidst the vast and endless desert, containing the undisclosed secrets of nature. This is where every grain of sand and every gust of wind carries the powerful and resilient survival stories of the animals living here. Here, every day and every hour, animals must engage in the relentless battle between life and death. Welcome to Namibia, the journey against ruthless predators. Namibia, located in southwestern Africa, is a country known for its stunning natural beauty, diverse ecosystems, and rich cultural heritage. Bordered by Angola to the north, Botswana to the east, South Africa to the south, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west, Namibia boasts a wide array of landscapes that range from arid deserts to lush wetlands. Namibia is a remarkable country characterized by its dramatic landscapes, notably home to two of Africa's renowned deserts, the Namib and the Kalahari. Each desert is a masterpiece of nature, showcasing a striking arid climate and an impressive diversity of ecosystems. The Namib Desert is celebrated for its towering sand dunes, some of the highest in the world, and its varied topography, which transitions from vast dune fields to extensive gravel plains. Despite the harsh environment, the Namib offers a sanctuary for rare species, such as the black rhinoceros and the desert-adapted elephant. This desert is not just a barren landscape. It is a complex ecosystem where life has adapted to thrive under extreme conditions. To the east lies the Kalahari Desert, which presents a different ecological diversity, featuring arid sandy regions interspersed with dense shrub forests. Here, life persists despite the unforgiving climate, showcasing the resilience of flora and fauna. Both deserts contribute to Namibia's reputation as one of the most unique ecosystems globally. Namibia's distinct ecosystems can be attributed to a combination of natural factors. An average annual rainfall of just 269 millimeters, temperatures averaging around 20.6 degrees Celsius, and unpredictable climatic variations that challenge survival. Furthermore, Namibia features majestic plateaus with altitudes ranging from 900 to 1,800 meters, along with isolated mountains known as Inselbergs, which serve as ecological oases amidst the arid terrain. The diverse landscape has provided extraordinary opportunities for survival. Animal species have evolved remarkable adaptations to endure prolonged periods of thirst, becoming adept at finding water sources and food. Similarly, plant life has developed deep root systems that allow them to access moisture buried beneath the surface. A prominent inhabitant of this grand landscape is the desert oryx, known for its majestic appearance and long, sword-like horns. This species is emblematic of the Namib Desert and is renowned for being a formidable prey for predators. Found primarily in the Namib Desert, as well as in dry savannas and sparsely grassed areas, the desert oryx embodies resilience. The most striking feature of the desert oryx is its long, straight horns, which serve as both a means of defense and a symbol of its evolutionary prowess. These horns, sharp as blades, represent a powerful adaptation, allowing the oryx to fend off threats while navigating the challenges of its harsh habitat. the majestic oryx, a symbol of resilience in the desert. In the arid landscapes of Namibia, where the sun beats down relentlessly and the earth is painted in hues of ochre and gold, the oryx stands as a testament to nature's resilience and beauty. With its striking appearance and remarkable adaptations, the oryx embodies the spirit of survival in one of the world's harshest environments. The oryx, particularly the desert oryx, is a magnificent creature characterized by its long, straight horns that can reach lengths of up to 90 centimeters. These horns, sharp as blades, curve gracefully backward from its head, resembling elegant swords poised for defense. The oryx's coat is a stunning blend of sandy beige and white, providing perfect camouflage against the desert sands. Dark, contrasting markings that run across its face add a touch of distinction, while its large, expressive eyes reflect an intelligence and alertness vital for survival in its unforgiving habitat. Standing tall at around 1.2 meters at the shoulder, the oryx's muscular build is designed for endurance. Its long legs enable swift movement across the vast expanses of the desert, while its hooves are uniquely adapted for traversing a variety of terrains, from soft sand to rocky outcrops. It is a creature built for both grace and power, embodying the duality of beauty and strength that defines the natural world. The oryx predominantly inhabits the Namib Desert, along with semi-arid regions and sparse grasslands. This habitat, characterized by extreme temperatures and limited water sources, demands resilience and adaptability. Oryxes are known for their remarkable ability to go for extended periods without drinking. They obtain moisture from the vegetation they consume, such as grasses, leaves, and succulent plants. This adaptation is a critical survival strategy, allowing them to thrive where other species might falter. Socially, oryxes are generally found in small herds, often consisting of females and their young, led by a dominant male. These herds are a critical support system, enabling them to watch for predators and share information about food and water sources. The dynamics within these groups illustrate the oryx's social intelligence, as they communicate through a series of vocalizations and body language, enhancing their chances of survival in the wild. The oryx stands as a majestic emblem of resilience, embodying the harsh beauty of the Namib Desert. With its striking appearance, remarkable adaptations, and deep cultural significance, the oryx captivates the hearts of those who encounter it. In a world where survival often hinges on the smallest of adaptations, the oryx teaches us about the incredible capabilities of life to endure, thrive, and inspire amidst adversity. As we continue to explore and appreciate the wonders of our natural world, let us remember the oryx, a true marvel of evolution and a symbol of the indomitable spirit of nature. As autumn fades, the vibrant hues of the foliage vanish, surrendering to the stark, unforgiving embrace of winter. Patagonia's temperatures plummet, shrouding the land in ice and snow, while frigid winds sweeping down from the Andes cast a somber, desolate mood across the landscape. Many species retreat into shelter, conserving energy in the frozen wilderness, but one predator defies the bitter cold in its relentless pursuit of prey. This is the puma, a stealthy, formidable hunter and the undisputed apex predator of Patagonia's icy realm. puma, a master of survival. The puma is one of the most adaptable and enigmatic predators in the animal kingdom. Found across a diverse range of habitats throughout the Americas, this large feline has earned a reputation for its stealth, power, and resilience. The puma adaptability is one of its greatest strengths. It inhabits a vast range of ecosystems, from the arid deserts of the southwestern United States to the lush rainforests of South America, and from the rugged Rocky Mountains to the grassy plains of Patagonia. This remarkable range is due to the species' ability to tolerate a wide variety of temperatures and altitudes, provided there is sufficient prey and cover. Puma are solitary and territorial, requiring large ranges to support their hunting needs, with territories often spanning hundreds of square miles. A skilled and patient predator, the puma hunting behavior is a testament to its efficiency and cunning. It primarily preys on deer, but its diet is highly varied, including smaller mammals like rabbits, raccoons, and even insects or reptiles when larger prey is scarce. In areas where livestock is available, it may target sheep or calves, sometimes bringing it into conflict with humans. The puma uses its exceptional stealth and agility to approach prey undetected. It employs a strategy of stalking its target from a distance, carefully using vegetation and terrain for cover. Once within striking range, typically 20 to 50 feet, the puma launches a swift and powerful attack, aiming for the neck or throat to deliver a fatal bite. Its muscular hind legs allow it to leap great distances, an ability that often gives it the advantage over fleeing prey. After a successful kill, the puma may drag its prey to a secluded area, where it will feed and cache the remains, covering them with leaves or dirt to hide the scent from scavengers. This caching behavior allows the puma to return to the kill site for several days, making the most of its hard-earned meal. The puma is a symbol of wilderness and resilience, embodying the raw beauty and power of nature. Its remarkable adaptability, solitary habits, and efficient hunting techniques make it one of the most fascinating predators in the animal kingdom. Patagonia is renowned for its vast, awe-inspiring glaciers. Iconic ice formations like Chile's Perito Moreno and Gray Glaciers stretch for kilometers, holding immense reserves of fresh water and shaping breathtaking vistas. Despite the region's harsh conditions, wildlife thrives here. Calpeo foxes and pumas often roam the riverbanks in search of prey or carcasses hidden beneath the icy waters. Overhead, birds such as the Andean condor use the rugged terrain to hunt, contributing to a remarkable and unique frozen ecosystem. As winter gives way to spring, The melting snow feeds crystalline waters that flow toward the ocean, breathing new life into the region. This seasonal renewal marks a crucial time for many species, as they return to breed and nurture their young. From playful Magellanic penguins to majestic whales, the awakening landscape bursts with color and vitality, showcasing the extraordinary harmony of life in this icy wilderness. Nestled along the windswept coasts of South America, the Magellanic penguin stands as a testament to nature's adaptability and charm. Named after the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, who first documented them in the 16th century, these medium-sized penguins embody a world of resilience, community, and beauty. Found primarily in Argentina, Chile, and the Falkland Islands, their lives are inextricably tied to the rhythm of the southern seas and the stark, rugged landscapes they call home. Magellanic penguins are a striking sight. With their sleek black backs and snowy white bellies, they bear the signature tuxedo-like appearance of their penguin relatives, accented by two distinctive black bands across their chest. Their small, sturdy beaks and pink patches of skin above their eyes give them an endearing look. But these features are more than ornamental. The pink skin helps regulate their body temperature, crucial for a life spent navigating both frigid waters and sunlit shores. The shores where Magellanic penguins breed are as dramatic as they are vital. These penguins are burrow dwellers, carving out nests in soft sand or under the sparse vegetation that dots the coastal plains. Here, their community thrives. Colonies, often numbering in the tens of thousands, hum with activity during the breeding season, which begins in September. The air fills with the cacophony of braying calls as they reunite with mates or defend their territories, earning them the nickname jackass penguins for their donkey-like cries. Parenthood is a shared endeavor for Magellanic penguins. Mates, who often remain bonded for years, take turns incubating their two eggs while the other ventures out to sea to forage. Their dedication is unwavering, braving distances of up to 600 kilometers in search of fish, squid, and krill. When they return, full bellies sustain not just their own survival, but that of their rapidly growing chicks. By late December or early January, these chicks, now adorned in fluffy down, begin to explore their surroundings before eventually making their way to the sea. Yet life for Magellanic penguins is far from idyllic. Predators such as sea lions and giant petrels lurk near the water's edge, while skuas and gulls pose a threat to their eggs and chicks. Despite these adversities, Magellanic penguins embody resilience. Watching them waddle across the shorelines, their short legs carrying them with a mix of determination and comedic charm, one cannot help but feel a sense of awe. Their dives, graceful and swift, are a reminder of their mastery of the ocean, where they spend much of their lives. As ambassadors of the southern coasts, Magellanic penguins are more than just inhabitants of their windswept realms. They are symbols of a delicate balance between nature and survival. To observe them in their natural habitat is to witness a story of perseverance and community, a tale told by the shores of the southern seas for millennia. In their unassuming yet captivating presence, Magellanic penguins offer a glimpse into the enduring beauty and fragility of life in one of the world's most remote and untamed regions. The rugged coastline of Patagonia, stretching along the southern tip of South America, is a land of raw beauty and untamed wilderness. Among its most iconic inhabitants are the South American sea lions, majestic creatures that embody the region's wild spirit. These pinnipeds, also known as lobo marino, sea wolf in Spanish, are masters of land and sea, their lives intricately interwoven with Patagonia's dramatic landscapes and frigid waters. South American sea lions are striking animals, their physical presence commanding attention. Males, often exceeding 300 kilograms, are powerfully built with broad chests and a distinctive mane of coarse reddish-brown fur that lends them their wolf-like moniker. Females are sleeker and smaller, their golden-brown coats shining in the sun. Both sexes possess strong flippers, enabling them to navigate rocky shores with surprising agility and swim with remarkable grace in the tumultuous southern seas. Patagonia's coastline, with its rocky outcrops, sandy beaches, and sheltered coves, provides an ideal habitat for these marine mammals. Colonies often establish themselves in these rugged locales, where the males fiercely defend their territories during the breeding season. Dominant males, or beachmasters, guard harems of females, engaging in dramatic vocalizations and physical displays to ward off rivals. The cacophony of barks, roars, and grunts is a signature sound of these bustling colonies. Life for Patagonia's sea lions, however, is fraught with challenges. Natural predators, including orcas and sharks, patrol the waters, while giant petrels and gulls scavenge along the beaches. Climate change, altering ocean temperatures and currents, further threatens the delicate balance of their ecosystem. Despite these challenges, sea lions are resilient and resourceful. They have adapted to coexist with humans in certain areas, often frequenting fishing ports and harbors in search of easy meals. Their curious and intelligent nature endears them to ecotourists, making them a symbol of Patagonia's vibrant wildlife. The sea lions of Patagonia are more than just inhabitants of the southern coast. They are keystones of their ecosystem, playing a vital role in maintaining the health of the marine environment. As they thrive and struggle along this wild frontier, they remind us of the delicate balance between nature and humanity. Protecting these remarkable creatures ensures that Patagonia's shores remain a sanctuary for life, a place where the rhythm of the wild continues uninterrupted. In the icy waters of Patagonia, where the southern tip of South America meets the turbulent expanse of the Southern Ocean, the majestic humpback whale reigns as one of nature's most awe-inspiring creatures. Known for their acrobatics, haunting songs, and immense size, these marine giants are a symbol of the wild beauty and ecological richness of the Patagonian seas. Measuring up to 16 meters in length and weighing around 40 tons, they are among the largest whales on Earth. Their long pectoral fins, which can stretch nearly a third of their body length, are unique in the animal kingdom and give them their scientific name, Megaptera, meaning big-winged. Their black and white coloration, with distinctive patterns on the underside of their flukes, serves as a fingerprint, allowing scientists to identify individual whales. These patterns tell stories of their migrations and lives in the vast oceans. Patagonia is a crucial feeding ground for humpbacks, particularly during the austral summer from November to March. The nutrient-rich waters, fueled by cold currents and glacial runoff, teem with krill, small fish, and plankton, the primary diet of these filter feeders. Using their baleen plates, humpbacks gulp enormous amounts of water, then expel it through their mouths, trapping their prey. Sometimes they employ a technique known as bubble net feeding, where they create spirals of bubbles to herd and trap fish, a display of their remarkable intelligence and cooperative behavior. Beyond their feeding, the behavior of humpback whales is a marvel. Breaching, where they launch their massive bodies out of the water before crashing back in a thunderous splash, is a frequent sight in Patagonian waters. Patagonia also plays a role in the humpback's epic migrations, which are among the longest in the animal kingdom. Traveling up to 25,000 kilometers annually, humpbacks migrate between tropical breeding grounds and polar feeding areas. While some venture further south to Antarctic waters during summer, others linger in Patagonia, where sheltered bays and fjords provide a rich and safe environment. Their haunting songs are perhaps the most iconic feature of humpback whales. Males produce complex vocalizations that can last for hours, echoing through the deep blue. These songs, which change over time and can be shared among populations, remain one of nature's greatest mysteries. Whether used for mating, communication, or navigation, their ethereal quality leaves a lasting impression on those lucky enough to hear them. Yet the humpback whale's existence has not been without peril. Once hunted to near extinction during the height of commercial whaling in the 19th and 20th centuries, their populations have since rebounded thanks to international protections. However, modern threats persist. Climate change, entanglement in fishing gear, ship strikes, and pollution endanger these gentle giants. The pristine waters of Patagonia, though remote, are not immune to these challenges. Humpback whales in Patagonia are more than just visitors. They are ambassadors of the seas, embodying the majesty, resilience, and interconnectedness of marine ecosystems. Their presence in these remote waters reminds us of the wonders of the natural world and the responsibility we bear to protect it. To witness a humpback breach against the backdrop of Patagonia's icy peaks is to glimpse the sublime, a moment of pure, unbridled connection with one of the ocean's most extraordinary inhabitants. Spring along the Patagonian coast is more than a season of reunion and renewal. It's a celebration of the incredible efforts of the region's inhabitants in sustaining this vibrant ecosystem. From the playful gatherings of Magellanic penguins to the boisterous calls of sea lions and the majestic return of humpback whales, every species weaves into a living symphony of the wild. In the timeless cycle of life, each creature has carved out its role, contributing to the delicate balance and harmony that defines Patagonia's extraordinary natural world.